We live on Who's Mizzou Network. I have Calvin Coolidge, Coach Dirk Washington. Coach Washington, man, how you feeling, man?
I feel good, man. Excited.
Man, we're going to pick up, we just going to get right into last year's success. It was your first year, head coach here. Just speak about your team last year's success. Y'all went to the semifinals in the DCIAA playoffs, and y'all also had a state playoff berth. So just speak about the success for your first year here.
Like I told the kids last year, we was going to change basically the foundation, get everybody used to winning culture. And I told the kids right away we were going to win. Now, how we won is what I wanted to change. We won a few games last year where I told the kids in the locker room we probably should have lost because of some of the mental mistakes we made during the game. But, Tavon Henderson, he was a big piece of last year. Of course, he made first team all DCIAA. But the coaching staff, we was proud of what we was able to accomplish last year.
Correct. You spoke about Tavon Henderson, man. He was a senior last year. He was the vocal, a very vocal leader, and y'all leading scorer. Speak about some other players who really impressed and made an impression across the league last year.
Stephon Walker. He was a freshman last year, but he also finished first team all DCIAA. I think he, put his hands on the league, and a lot of coaches started to take notice, and of course his recruitment also went up. But we had a few guys, Bashir, Chris Moses, who was back this year. Everybody had, everybody helped. Even Marquay Pixley, who also was a freshman last year.
Got you. To me, my honest opinion, I feel as though Coolidge was the most improved team in the DCIAA last year. So let's talk about this shit, man. What could we be looking forward to, man? Calvin Coolidge, man. You got the new gym, new school, everything new. Y'all coming off a winning season. So just speak about the New Year goals and what's the approach this season.
We want to win the right way this year. Like I tell the kids every day, there's a way to do things. We're going to run. We're going to push the basketball. We're going to try to put up at least 75, 80 points a game. And the focal point right now is defense. We're trying to keep teams under 50.
Got you.
So our kids, they starting to buy in. We have probably about 3 to 4 transfers. We got 22 freshmen that came in this year. So I'm excited.
Yeah. For sure. Speak about your schedule this year. I see y'all got some big games in the beginning of the season, St. Francis, Bishop Walsh. Speak about your schedule.
Yeah, so actually Arize told me last year he was going to, help try to get the Coolidge train back going as when Vaughn Jones was here. So this year, me and Arize, we kind of just going back and forth about what we can do and how we can be competitive. So I wanted to put the guys in the fire early. We got Bishop Walsh December 2nd. We got St. Francis December 4th. We got Patterson, Baltimore December 6th. Okay. And then we got Riverdale Baptist and the Hoop Fest December 7th.
Gotcha. So that's all in a week. That's a good bump, all in a week,
Right.
Who are some players we should be looking out for? You mentioned Stephon Walker. You said you got some transfer. Who's the kid, Kyle Gaskins? I've been hearing a lot about him. I haven't seen him play live, but I've been looking at the stats, and I just been seeing him fill up the stat sheet. Who is that kid?
He's sleeper. He played with Team Durant AAU, went to Archbishop Spalding his freshman year, but the kid can play. Everybody take notice this year.
Got you. Who are some other players we should be looking out for?
Point guard Chase Cook went to Wilson a few years ago. He's here now. We got a kid from NCP last year, Malachi. He's going to be real good for us this year. And our key returner probably would be Chris Moses.
Got you. Chris Moses did impress me last year. Speaking of Chase Cook, man, I'm very high on Chase Cook because he's a winner. He bring that winning tradition here to Coolidge. He's a DCIAA champion. He's the state champion, and he also a Capital Beltway league champion. So speak about the advantage he got and what he could bring to the table just by being the winner and having that championship experience.
He brings leadership. He's constantly talking. Like you said, he's a winner. So the only thing we're going with him now is developing his point guard skills. So when people see him this year, they'll see the difference in him being a point guard.
Got you. I spoke with you earlier in the summer. You said y'all still you want to be the underdog. That's the approach y'all taking. But to me personally, those days are over with. They need to watch out, like you said. They need to take notice of what's going on here at Coolidge, man. I see big things for you in the future. I'm proud of you, bruh. And they got to take It ain't no more, man. You know they sweet Coolidge. You know, or they coming. Right. Y'all there now. Y'all gonna be contenders year in year out. I got y'all as contenders this year. You know, y'all favorites to a lot of people. So you know, do you feel as though y'all got big expectations to fill?
Yeah, and I think it's coming from outside of the building. I think a lot of people around the city, they saw us this summer, so they automatically stamping us as, you know, contenders for the championship. But like I tell my kids, man, we're gonna be as humble as possible.
Gotcha.
We're gonna continue to work, and as I know, Wilson is still the top of the league.
Gotcha. Yes, they still the champion, and you still got to beat them. Mr. Walker, will we see him on the wing this year? A little bit on the wing, or you just gonna keep him in the post, or you ain't just gonna tell us too much?
I ain't gonna say too much. They'll see.
All right, man. Appreciate it, man. One time before we get up out of here, could you shout out Who's Mizzou Network?
And shout out Who's Mizzou Network, my man. So.
Yeah. We live on Who's Mizzou Network. Who I have right here?
You got Markway Pixley, point guard, class of 2022.
Mr. Pixley, what is your role here on the Calvin Coolidge Colts team?
To dictate what's going on and to run the floor.
What did you work on this summer to improve your game?
Everything. My jumper, playmaking, and shooting.
Is there any team you looking forward to playing this year, or a specific player that you looking forward to playing this year?
Wilson.
Why Wilson?
Because he talk too much trash.
Okay. What are some of your team goals and individual goals?
To win the championship and be disciplined.
Speak about last year. You only played like in the second half of the season, right? You became eligible in the second half of the season so as a freshman. Speak about some of that experience you got as a freshman, getting significant minutes or just playing, you know, as a freshman varsity basketball.
It was good, but all I gotta say is keep your grades up. Doing that first term and second term, it would be good.
Gotcha. Describe your high school team style of play.
We play fast. We had develop a little bit more, like talking on the floor on defense. That's it.
Got you. What is one thing you learned about your game from this past summer?
Stop being scared of tall trees.
Got you. If it's one thing that you want to tell the DCIAA, all the other teams about the Colts, what is it?
We coming for you.
Got you. One time before we get up out of here, could you shout out Who's Mizzou Network?
Shout out Who's Mizzou Network.
We live on Who's Mizzou Network. Who I have right here?
Kyle Gaskins, class of 2022, sophomore point guard.
Mr. Gaskins, you're a transfer here at Coolidge. How you liking it here at Coolidge?
I like it so far. You know, it's pretty fun. But, you know, we just came in the hoop for real.
Got you. What are some things you worked on to improve your game this season?
I worked on my defense, my scoring ability, and getting my teammates involved.
Got you. You're new to the DCIAA. Are you familiar with some of the teams in the area? So what are some teams or players that you know that you're looking forward to playing this year?
I'm really looking forward to playing against Wilson, Roosevelt, you know, my guy, June. I play AAU with him. I played against players like Jasiah also on the AAU circuit. So it's nothing new to me, but it's going to be more lit this year.
What are some of your team goals?
Team goals, win DCIAA championship and get to the state championship.
Do you feel as though y'all can make a deep state run?
Yeah, I can. With the talent we have, definitely.
What are some of your individual goals?
Individual goals, win DCIAA Player of the Year, DCIAA first team, and biggest goal would be all-met, but that's a lot of work, so I got to put that in also.
Describe your team style of play.
I like to play fast, and I like to shoot off the fast break too.
Got you. I never saw you play live, but I've been seeing your name a lot. I've been hearing a lot about you, so I'm looking forward to seeing you, you know, where they say you a flat-out bucket. That's what they say. So the network is most definitely looking forward to seeing you play this year. One time before we get up out of here, could you shout out Who's Mizzou Network?
Shout out Who's Mizzou Network.
Right here and wait for you, because you have yet to throw that pass.
Go through every option.
We live on Who's Mizzou Network. Who I got with me?
Chase Cook, point guard, class of 2020.
Chase, what's up with you, man? How you doing, man?
I'm alright, how you doing?
Good. First met you was at Wilson. Then you went to Rock Creek. Now you at Coolidge. You like a high school journey, man. So how you liking it here at Coolidge now?
I love it. The environment are great, the coaches are great. Everything here is just, it's nice. You know? They really believe in me. They do a lot for me, so I'm enjoying it.
Got you. What did you work on this summer to improve your game?
Definitely becoming more of a point guard. Passing, shooting, ball handling, everything. Using my left more. Definitely shooting and my athleticism a lot. Just working on all of it.
Got you. Is there any team or player you most looking forward to playing against this year?
Everybody. I want to play everybody. From all the top name guards to whoever. I mean, I just want to have a great year and win a championship. But I'm definitely looking forward to Wilson. All the big name schools hosting play. We play
St. Francis,
Ace. That's going to be a great game.
Bishop Walsh.
Jalen Miller. We play a lot of good guards this year. St. Benedict's, I don't know who that is, but I know they're a great team.
Got you.
So,
You said you won a championship. You already got a championship. You got a state championship, and you got a Capital Beltway League championship. So, like, how do you stay humble? How do you stay hungry? You just said you won another one. You already got championships, so how do you stay hungry and keep that drive?
those championships, I was fortunate to be there, to learn a lot. But I think this year, we win one, I'm more involved. You know, like last year, I played some good minutes, but I wasn't one of the main guys. I think this year they've given me the opportunity to be one of the main guys and really put my impact and name on the game.
Gotcha. I respect that. that. Describe your high school team style of play.
We play fast, love to get out, transition, score. We have so many options. That's what a lot of teams don't know. We're athletic. We get out fast. We're humble.
Got you.
We haven't done nothing yet, so.
Got you. What is one thing you learned about your game from this past summer?
I'm resilient. Whatever happens, I just keep going. That's one thing I've learned about me. I've hit so many bumps in the road and obstacles throughout my high school career, and I've just been able to keep pushing, wake up every day, and just grind it out.
Got you. If you got anything to tell the DC basketball community about the upcoming season, about the Coolidge Colts, what you gonna tell them?
We're coming. We're hungry. We're young. We're ready. We're coming for everything.
Got you. One time before we get up out of here, could you shout out Who's Mizzou Network?
Shout out Host Mizzou.
Y'all get it. You don't have a shot. If he's running at me, run. If he's running at me, I might be able to get him in so I can see the floor. But y'all catching the ball, you don't got a shot, you just holding it, and then we just swinging it around the perimeter. I like paint touching.
We live on Who's Mizzou Network. Who I got right here?
Chris Moses. I played a 5 for Coolidge, and I'm a 2020 graduate.
Got you, Chris Moses. The season approaching. You one of the senior returners. Speak about being one of the senior leaders on the team this year.
I've been to Coolidge my whole 4 years. Being a returning player is good for me. You know, I can show actually I'm a coach and actually be on the floor and graduate playing with some newcomers and showing before I graduate and leave that I'm making a stand for myself.
Got you. Speaking of newcomers, how you like your new point guard, Chase Cook? I was just watching y'all in practice. I seen y'all gelling a lot. You know him, drop off dishes to you. You finishing with ease. Just speak about your new point guard, Chase Cook.
Point guard Chase, I feel is way better than our point guard I had last year. He really communicates and he knows what plays to run through. And we actually got a good chemistry going on right now.
Got you. What are some things you worked off in the off season?
Mostly my shot, shooting and stuff, rebounds, dunking more, and then my ball handling.
Got you. What are some of your team goals and individual goals?
Team goals is we work together throughout everything, loses or wins. We stay as a team no matter what. And my main goal is, getting colleges to look at me.
Got you. What you think your role is on the team for the Coolidge Colts this year?
Just if I'm playing a big, stay there with the point guard, work hard and get them rebounds from my teammates and pass it out.
Got you. Describe your team style of play.
The style, we more like, I don't even know how to explain it. I say it's a mystery. I'm gonna just leave it like that.
Got you. What is one thing you learned about yourself from this past summer?
I learned that I need to focus more. Like I learned that I can be more aggressive, to the paint and work really hard. I can actually get up there.
Any offers on the table? Speak about your college, recruiting status.
Right now, I don't know nothing, but I do know Chex Peak is looking at me. been asking me about how I've been going. And I told them right now I want to wait before I say something to them and see my options.
Got you. Thank you. One time before we get up out of here, could you shout out Who's Mizzou Network?
Who's Mizzou Network? You already know you right here with us.
Got you. Anything you got to say for any people watching, you know, about the Coolidge Colts in one word, what you got to say?
Just look out.
We live on Who's Mizzou Network. Who I got right here?
Stephon Walker, a.k.a. Diaper Dandy, class of 2022.
Got you. Mr. Walker, what are some things you worked on in the summertime to improve your game?
My ball handling, I was on the Vertimax a lot, getting in shape, getting my body right in my jumper.
Got you. What is your role here for the Calvin Coolidge Colts?
Be a leader, help my team like get into the mode where it's oh, we gonna play and we gonna win, rebound as usual, and just be a team player.
Got you. What are your team and individual goals this season?
My team goal is to help my team win. Team goal altogether is to win a championship, go on to play in states. My individual goals is kind of do the same thing I did last year, come in first team, win states pretty much.
Got you. How your college recruitment going so far?
It's going pretty well. Picked up 2 offers. Can't really remember where from, but it's going pretty well.
Got you. What is one thing you learned about yourself from this past summer? I see you play for Takeover this summer, right? So what are some things you can take from that experience and some things you learned about yourself?
I just got to play harder because on the circuit, the game is more faster and more intense, and kind of with the DCIAA, it's the same way, but the clock is running faster with Takeover.
Got you. Got you. Describe your high school style of play, your high school team style of play.
We play together. We like to play fast, like to get up and down the court. If we don't got to run a play, if we beat the team up the court, then that's pretty much it, playing fast.
Got you. Speak about being like one of the top prospects in your class coming out of DC, you know, like, do you feel any pressure? Is it like hype you got to live up to? Just speak about that.
It's not, it's a lot of pressure because coming where I come from, you know, it's like hard growing up in DC. Pressure, somewhat a little bit, but not a lot. I just don't focus on it and just play.
Got you. Is there any team or player you looking forward to playing this year?
Nah, not right now.
Got you. Speak about some of the newcomers on your team. I see you got Chase Cook, you have Keon. You know, just speak about some of the new additions y'all have here at Coolidge. Incoming freshman Trey, he's pretty decent. I seen him practicing with y'all, you know. Just speak about your team.
Chase Cook, he's a very good point guard. He helps me understand the plays better, tell me where I go. And Keon, he's a really good add to the team. He brings intensity on defense. He's a good defensive player. The freshman Trey Bolden, he's a good offensive threat and a good defensive player. He's like really hype and stuff.
Got you. Who do you think, like any under the radar players you think could make a lot of noise in the DCAA this year that people don't know about?
My teammate actually, Malika Dates, he just came in this year. Number 23, he's really good, athletic.
Is that like the bigs? That was the, okay,
one of the
okay.
bigs that we picked up. You should
Got
make
you.
a shock to the DCIAA.
Got you. One time before we get up out of here, could you shout out Who's Mizzou Network?
Shout out Who's Mizzou Network.
Got you. We're gonna get you a new nickname. You ain't a freshman no more, so you can't be the diaper dandy. But we gonna get you a new nickname, Mike. Good luck with your season, man.
Appreciate it.